All right, my Instagrammers, Facebookers, everybody watching us live. This is the Mind of Steel. Today's Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful edition of the Mind of Steel. So I'm going to be sharing some thoughts, some things with us, mix it with practical life examples about things that happens in my life. And I hope to be a blessing to you, to your family, to your friends. Just a way for us to look at things slightly differently from however we think now, because thoughts, feelings, and action is very important. The results or the essence of who we are and what we attract in our life comes from our thinking, the way we think and the way we perceive things. All right. So this is the Mind of Steel today. And well, stay with me till the end of this show. I have a bonus, and I'm going to tell you about the bonus during the course of this broadcast. So today is a beautiful day, and the topic is thoughts are things, and thoughts are tangible things. Thoughts become tangible things, and well, we're going to go into it in a little bit. I just want to play another song and listen to the music, the lyrics, and it's all about feeling good and putting you in a positive vibration. And see a lot about what the results we get in life has to do with our thinking. All right. So I'm going to play this song while we queue up and wait for more people to join in this broadcast. And this is Ike, and this is the Mind of Steel today, Tuesday, and God is good.
It's your music. Metro on the beat.
You're having a hard time in life. Things just ain't really go right. You're thinking about what should be your next move. You're thinking if you should just take one or two steps forward or backwards. No, don't go back, don't go back ahead. It's the show in the future. That's where we're sitting. Don't worry about nothing that's behind your back. But one thing is for sure, baby, oh baby, no, you're not alone. We all over here feeling that. But what we gotta do is keep up the groove. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna work alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Alright. You try to do this and you fail. You try to do that, you get set back. And now you're wondering why. Can't you break through the storm? You see them, they got it all. But baby boo, don't worry about them. Just focus on your own rest. Maintain it, water it, give it some light. You'll be alright. Everything's gonna 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 be just fine. Everything's gonna work out. It's gonna work out right. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 it. Everything you know it. Just go get to it. Everything will be alright. Everything will be just fine. You know it. You can do it. You know it. Just go get to it. It's fine. You know it. You can do it. You know it. Just go get to it.
All right, that was my girl, Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. Mercy was good. Shabazz, thank you for joining us. All right, this is Ike on the Mind of Steel. So I just want to go real quick. This is the Mind of Steel. After this show, I have a big bonus for all my listeners and watchers. We're going to be doing another panel discussion where I invite a couple people, and we're going to talk about some adult stuff, some real life stuff, relationship stuff. The topic is, if your man is, or your mate, your man or woman is not giving you sex or gives it to you once a month, is he or she cheating on me? Is he or she cheating on you? But that's later. That's for another show. That's for the show that's going to come on at 8:30. So I just want to say that it's going to be showing on Steel TV, on social media. So for now, this is the Mind of Steel. This is where I talk about thoughts, feelings, and actions, where I talk about how we use our mind. And the way we use our mind is what determines the kinds of results or outcomes that we get. Stay with me here. So recently, well, I like to talk a lot about my daughter and things that happens in my life. So recently, she wanted to go to the gym, right? But I have a nephew. I have another nephew that also had to have a haircut. So when he told me about his haircut, okay, I thought that his haircut, the barbing salon, is in the same area as my daughter's gymnastics. So I said, okay, no problem. We'll just have to leave a little bit, 10 minutes earlier than I usually leave to go drop off my daughter at the gym. So when it was time to go to do these things, right? He gives me the number to his to his barber, because you have to set appointment, and the barbing salon takes only one person at a time. So he gives me the address. When I punch in the address, I found out that the barbing salon is on another side of town, while the gymnastic is on the other side of town. So now, see, prior to me looking up the location, my thinking was that they were on the same in the same side of the city, on the same side of the city, right? So the point here is how we think determines the kinds of results we get. How we think determines the kinds of results that we get. So I took responsibility for not realizing that I should have done my I should have checked the addresses to see where these things are, the location. But however, now I was in a little bit of a bind for time, right? But I did not let the situation hold me down and start thinking and imagining that we are not going to make it. My daughter is already, freaking out and saying, I'm going to be late for my class. So knowing the power of the imaging, of imagination, and the power of speech, I told her, honey, no, don't talk like that. Even though the situation looks like, we are pressed for time, but don't bring things into your future, into your present, that doesn't even exist. And especially if it's a situation that you do not want, talk about what you want and not what you do not want. The fact is, we are not late yet, and we have not tried to make it, and it turned out that we are late. But you already creating the circumstances surrounding your circumstances predicting your future by your thinking. So I told her, well, okay, stay positive. At least if anything, don't talk about it, because words are very powerful and words paint the picture. Our lives are created, are made by our speech. It's very important when you understand that the speech, what you say with your mouth, creates your reality. Your reality exists from the power you give it, the thought, the not only well, it starts with the thought. See, when the thought comes in, you can either choose that you are going to make it on time or you are not going to make it on time. So it's a choice. So thoughts are things and tangible things based on you, the person that gives it the energy, the power. So this is very, very important. When you start to understand what these kinds of things that I'm telling you, your results in life will change, because thoughts are things. We create circumstances all day long by the words of our mouth, based on the thoughts that come into our life. So when that thought energy or that situation happens, right? Every day we have a choice to either create or destroy. We have a choice to either make it a good day or make it a bad day, based on our perception of and the use of what we do with our thoughts. So this is very, very vital and very important. When you start to always function and be in that state of awareness that my thoughts create my future, my thoughts create my reality, you begin to speak positive things. You begin to affirm what you want more than what you do not want. You affirm what you want, and eventually, as soon as much as you practice this and understand this, you begin to talk less about what you don't want and focus on what you want. And eventually, your mind would always stay on what you want. And that's how you keep getting success after success and after success after success after success. And things just keep attracting, you just keep attracting good circumstances to you and in your life. And you've heard of somebody that says, you're doomed to bad luck. Nobody is doomed to bad luck. Bad luck or bad circumstances is what we create in our mind, what we create in our thinking. Okay. So this is how people create, bad circumstances. Let's say you're thinking about something going bad or something going not well. And because of your thinking and your speech, that thing now happens. You'll be like, well, you see, I said it was going to be. No, you said it was going to be because you created that circumstance. You created that event that led up to that, right? And when you start becoming conscious of how your life or the results, what is the outcome of your life, you begin to understand that you definitely have to give strength to what you want. Give energy to what you want and not what you do not want. It's very, very important. So I just wanted to share that real quick. And moving on. So when I made or told my daughter to now change the way she thinks, definitely that day we got to her gymnastics in plenty time. It was almost 10 minutes before the start time. So I was like, I told her, see, my dear, look, darling, see, instead of you spending your energy in your thinking that things are not going to turn out right. See how everything turned out right? So we did not create a negative outcome by the way we thought, by the way we think. So she ended up getting there on time and getting to be a part of her gymnastics, and she had a good day. And the goal is, I ended up achieving both goals, both the haircut appointment. We got there on time. We also got there on time for My daughter did gymnastics. So the whole idea is when you learn to control this thought energy that comes in, when this thought energy comes, you can either think that yes, it is going to be okay, or it's going to be bad. So our thinking creates a lot of our circumstances. It creates everything in our circumstances. So I'll share this real quick. It says, all things await man's thoughts. All things await man's thought. Nothing in its own has any power. Nothing in the universe has power, but the thought that man gives to it. All things await man's thought. All progress is but a change to ideas and conditions that does exist. All progress is but a change to ideas and conditions that already exist. So whatever we call progress, that condition already exists. It already exists. It's just us becoming aware of that event or that idea. And once we become aware, we now put things in motion that lines up with that progress that's already existing. This is very, very important. And see, this basic way of thinking, simplistic ways of thinking, just creates amazing results, amazing outcomes. And you see, this conversation that I'm having is definitely affects health and wellness, affects economic, job, work, affects relationships, affects dealings with your mate and your significant other, or your partner, husband or wife. Everything comes from where? The unseen. The unseen creates the physical, the seen. See, things must exist first in the unseen, in the spirit level, in the imaginary, in the world that is not seen, and then it manifests in the world. The acorn rests in the oak tree rests in the acorn, right? So definitely things must exist in the seed before it proceeds in the physical world that we live in. Very, 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 very important stuff. So give me 1 second. I need to make one adjustment. I'll be right back. While I'm doing that, just listen to music real quick. Listen to music. Just give me 1 second. I need to fix something real quick. This is a live broadcast, so we have to, just go with the flow.
It's your music. Metro on the beat.
All right.
You're having a hard time in life. Things just ain't really going right. You're thinking about what should be your next move. You're thinking if you should just take 1 or 2 steps forward or backwards. No, don't go back, ahead is for sure.
Okay, let me turn the music down, because definitely this is a good topic. This is a good show we are having here today. So I want to share something real quick. It says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. The cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. It's always good to confront whatever it is you fear, because that's how you can overcome and conquer. When you face your fear, definitely that's when you get a breakthrough. Somebody just joined us. I've not seen this face. Prashant Vama. Thank you for joining us. Let me see who's on Facebook. Facebookers, if you give me a thumbs up, I will know that you are here. So the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. One more thing I will share this real quick before I give you another example about how thoughts control our thoughts control our world, controls our actions, controls our the results in our life. Is a weed is a plant man does not know the use of. Okay, a weed is a plant man has not figured out the use of. So the universe creates nothing that is a waste, creates nothing that is rubbish, that is useless. Okay, God created everything, and everything is perfect. So when what we call weed is just a plant that man has not figured out the use of. So think about it. When marijuana was not a banned plant, right? Marijuana grows naturally without any additions, it's a plant, right? So back in the I think it was in the was it in the 40s or in the 60s, you know, American government outlawed marijuana that it was a controlled substance, and they cut down a lot of the burnt down, cut down all the marijuana plant in all over the world, right? In so definitely, man made marijuana a banned substance, but marijuana is a useful substance that is created in its natural form by by our God and Creator, right? We made it a bad plant. Why? Because man wants to use control over man, basically just to control man. So a weed is a plant man has not figured out the use for, right? Anything that we do not know how to control, becomes a big obstacle for man, right? So once you learn how to look at your situation from a different perspective, it at that situation changes. That situation changes. One big thing that I do, that I've learned, that I'm learning, that I'm mastering, is always not to let things throw me off, not to be bothered, okay, by things, not to be jostled, not to be thrown not off course by anything, because whatever it is, whatever problem, whatever difficulty that is thrown at you, all it takes is a shift in focus. And you've heard, you probably heard that every problem comes with its own solution. Every problem comes with its own solution. So it's all about being relaxed and looking at things from another point of view. When you change the way you look at things, the thing you look at changes. So I just wanted to drop that real quick. So thoughts are things. Thoughts are powerful things. We are creating the circumstances daily in our lives based on how we think. I was talking to a friend recently. I was having a conversation with a friend, and it was a conference call. So we had how many people on the call? About 4 people on the call. So my friend was like, "Look, you guys made me fail my exam." And first of all, I thought that was comical, because nobody can make you fail any exam or do anything if you don't let them. The simple fact that this man did not take responsibility of his outcome, and he was shifting the blame of the outcome of his result on other people. First of all, that's not a sign of maturity, because a sign of maturity is to take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. When you start to take responsibility for everything that happens in your life, that's a sign of maturity, and that's a sign of growth. So he says that made him fail his exam, his driving test. I'm like, what do you mean anybody made you fail your driving test? It was your choice to be on the phone on the conference call. It was your choice to take the call. If somebody calls you at a time when you're doing something else, it's your choice to stop the call, end the call, or not take the call, right? When you choose to take the call, why would you shift the blame on somebody else? Okay, let's say the tables were turned and he passed his exam. He passed his exam in flying colors. Is he also going to put the victory or the success or the positive result on us, that because we called him, that's why he passed his exam? So, most of the time people are very happy and willing to take, the credit for everything that is good and positive in their life, and anything that is negative or not the result, the outcome we expect, we shift the blame on others. So a sign of maturity, a sign of living right, is taking responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Is a sign of maturity. It's very important. You are in charge of the outcome of your life. The outcome of your life is based on your thinking. Your thinking controls your outside world, because thoughts are an intangible thing, right? Where do thoughts come from? When thoughts come from wherever they come from the universe, life, from life just happening, we can either choose that it's going to be a good outcome or a bad outcome. We can either choose we're going to have a good day or a bad day. We can either choose that we'll be successful or a failure, because our present result or present condition is a result of our prior thinking, and our future outcome is going to be a result of our thinking today, currently. Your current thinking controls the result of your tomorrow. Your past thinking controlled the result of your present. So you have all you have been given all kinds of power by the supreme being, by the universe, by God, by our creator. So once you begin to recognize this fact in you, this power in you, you begin to control the outcome of your life in every area. Okay. And this area of relationship is very, 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 very vital, very important. I was talking to a friend recently, and she was like, we're talking about cultural differences. Yes, cultural differences, and relating to sex, and how children are being like. Okay, I come from Africa, right? And the African tradition is parents are not so free talking about sex with their kids. It's not something that it's not the kind of conversation you have with your daughter or your son or your child. It's just a cultural thing. Okay. But I was awakened by the fact that my 9-year-old daughter tells me that's one topic they're going to be teaching them in school. I'm like, okay. Instead of me letting school teach my daughter, I believe it's my responsibility to give her a better understanding of sex and how it works. Okay, if I cannot let the school system, feed this child. Only God knows. Well, only God knows what they're teaching them. First of all, and number two, it's always better to create that environment where your children can trust you with every kind of conversation. When it comes to gays and lesbianism, when it comes to politics, even being a Democrat, Republican, when it comes to religion, what to believe, what to trust, who is God, about church, about the different religions. It's always good that we guide them, because the essence of who you are today is as a result of what you were taught. What you were taught is who you are today. So this kids grow up to be is a result of what we teach them. So if you want, so okay, what I was describing, the conversation I was having with a friend earlier was, she was from a different culture too. she's European, the Far East. She was, I think she was Polish. Anyways, see, Polish, even Persians and Asians also come from this culture that is not so, they're not so free talking about things like sex education with their kids. I think, yeah, they are like Africans. We are like that. So the point is, so she was like, the kid end up becoming the or having their views about sex based on how, the parents, what the parents thought them, what how the parents made them, what the parents did to them. So, and you find out it is so true, it is so very true, because imagine when a kid is growing up, the parents, scare them a lot about sex, about, their private parts, about not being comfortable, about teaching them not that it is evil, or it is not a good thing to know your body. They don't even teach them about the importance and the use of their body, right? So these kids grow up, confused about the truth and the reality of their sexual organs, right? And the kinds of result they get as an adult, you now try to use drugs to solve the problem, of anxiety, of depression, of they use drugs to fix everything. So, but we created a problem in the first place by not giving these kids the right information. So now we cannot blame them for what they turn out to be. So the mind, our thinking is very, very vital. It's very, very important. When we begin to know and use, our thought, our thinking, our mind the right way, the result is just amazing. So that's the whole point of the Mind of Steel, is to help share ideas and philosophies and ideologies that can make this world a better place. It can make this world a better place. So I encourage you to share this page, share this broadcast, because the more we get people to start thinking, from a healthy point of view. See, it's always good not to have an opinion about things that you are not sure of, not to have an opinion when you have no conclusive evidence that you are saying what you're saying is true. Opinions are cheap commodities, right? That's why everybody has one. Opinions are very cheap. That's why everybody has one. And unsolicited opinion is one of the worst things that you can do as an adult to anybody. You are better off, one, being quiet about what you don't know about, and two, imposing your opinion when it's not welcomed or when it has not been solicited for. Okay, the wise man is the man that controls his speech and controls his. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. This is what Aristotle says. Aristotle says, another way to put it, it says where is my Aristotle quote? Okay, is right here on my description. Real quick, I want to quote this the same exact way I have it. Okay, here we go. It says, "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to accept a thought, right? To be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." So I guess the what it boils down to is to be open-minded and to not force your opinion on people, and also to be is also educate, is an educated mind that can listen to everybody's opinion, give people that chance, but you don't have to accept everybody's opinion. That is the mark of an educated man. You can listen to it, but you don't have to accept everybody's opinion. Okay, very important. That's a quote by Aristotle. So he says it's a mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Okay, definitely. I just had to share that important point with us. So let's keep this going. I also had a recent experience of a friend, right? That had a son that was jumped in school. This kid in high school was jumped by a bunch of boys. And after that experience, this kid ended up switching from his prior profession, what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a football player, play basketball. But after that experience, it totally changed his life. He decided to go into boxing to become a heavyweight boxer. So when my friend told me, when I was told this by this kid's father, and I was like, okay, this singular event changed somebody's life drastically, tremendously. It just turned the course of this man's life. This came from a thinking, thoughts, the kinds of information that was fed into this kiddo when he had this incidents in school being jumped. So he was jumped in school. So it's very important that if he, based on the kinds of stimuli or the impulse or the information he got from that singular event, okay, that will now redirect the course of this kid's life. But however, it happened that after that event, he decided to be a boxer, and to train, to learn to defend himself, and to eventually make it a career. So could he have gone on to still be a football player or basketball player after that incident of being jumped? Yes. Yes. Emphatically, yes, he could have, right? But he decided to go a different route. So, based on how you build a foundation of thinking, you see, we create our circumstances every day based on our thinking. So, thinking precedes the results. So, attitude is a big part of the composite of a human being. So attitude, which is a composite of our thoughts, feelings, and action, and our thinking has to be controlled, and control has to come from putting good information in our mind, thinking about good information, reading good material, reading good books, sharing ideas with positive and energetic and things that can lead to productive results in life. So I just wanted to throw that in there. And but before I shut this down and wrap up for today, what I was going to say is we're going to be doing a different segment on Still TV. We're going to be talking about some adult stuff and some things about life, about relationships, and what happens when your ex, or no, not your ex, your mate thinks that you were cheating on him or her based on the fact that he or she is not getting, what they want sexually. What happens as a result of that kind of thinking? I think it's going to be an exciting episode tonight. We're going to be doing that on Zoom tonight. So if you go to Still TV, you can get the link to that live streaming that starts at 8:30. So it starts in about an hour from now, or about 50 minutes from now. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. It's a different, It's a different platform. It's a different conversation piece. But everything also comes from the fact that our thinking controls our result. And you're going to see how I'm going to tie everything in, how everything is going to be, how we're going to flow from this kind of thinking and how we get the kinds of results we get, even in our relationship, even in our marriage life, in our dating life, in the life with our partner. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I have some guests panelists that's going to be joining me tonight. We're probably going to have about 4 or 5 panelists on that platform. So it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to you joining me on that platform at 8:30. It's going to be on Still TV on Facebook. So we're going to be going live at 8:30. That's 20:30 Pacific Standard Time. So for the Mind of Steel today, I want to say that let's control our thinking, because thoughts are things, and the thoughts are tangible things, and the kinds of result that we get in life has everything to do with how we think. How we think controls what kinds of results that we get. Somebody was telling me recently, okay, how kids watch some other kids unboxing gifts. So it's a big thing now, unboxing gifts. Even people, you can have a YouTube channel of where you just unboxing gift, any items, and those kind of channels get millions of views. Back in the days when we was growing up, this is with a conversation I had with someone, saying like the kid, you wanted to be the one unboxing the gift, but you did not watch, anybody unbox their own toys or their own gift. No, you felt sad when you were not unboxing your own gift, right? But today it's a thing that kids enjoy watching other kids unbox their gifts. So the world that we live in has totally changed, and so we were having this conversation, and this is the 21st century, right? So the way people make money, or the way we make money today, has totally changed, because people can become YouTube millionaires, and you find kids making millions, just from having a YouTube channel. So I guess in the conversation, my friend was saying that it's not right to sit down and be watching other kids unbox their gifts, that we need to go back to the old days, old ways of doing things. I said, no, I don't think that is the solution. The solution is, because change is something that's inevitable. Change will always happen, whether you want it to happen or not. You do not, I think it was Bill Gates that says, we do not get a chance to decide how technology is going to affect our lives. The changes that's going to happen in technology, we do not get to decide how it affects our life. So it is inevitable that it's going to happen. It's going to come. So those changes happen because that is life. But the thing about it is, when you adjust your thinking, you have to, instead of think the industrial age mentality, now think the new age thinking, which is learn how YouTube works, learn how things work in the 21st century. Now we have Facebook, we have social media, and we have all those different platforms, right? So instead of saying, oh, no, we need to go back to the old ways of doing things. No, you need to adjust, change your thinking to adopt the new way of doing things. Because I think it's Alvin Toffler said, the illiterate of the 21st century are not going to be people who cannot read and write. They're going to be people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. I'll say that one more time. The illiterate of the 21st century are not going to be people who cannot read and write, but they're going to be people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's Alvin Toffler. So I want to end tonight's broadcast with that quote. It's been a pleasure having to share some ideas and ideology and philosophy with you. I want to grow this channel. Please share this kind of thinking, share this page with family and friends, invite family and friends. I do this broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. That is 1900 Pacific Standard Time. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. we have the Mind of Steel right here on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So I want to grow this channel. I want to grow it bigger than what it is, because this is the 21st century and this is where it's at. This is where the party is. This is where the money is. This is where resources are. This is where things are happening. So I'm learning, unlearning, and relearning. I'm learning, unlearning, relearning. So that's the whole, that's my broadcast. That's my platform. So this is Ike. And this is the Mind of Steel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast, of this streaming. God bless, and I'll see you very, very soon. And before I shut down, I want to share, let's listen to the lyrics of the song by Mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Metro on the beat.
You're having a hard time in life. Things just ain't really going right. You're thinking about what should be your next move. You're thinking if you should just take one or two steps forward or backwards. No, don't go back and roll back ahead. It's a show. And then don't worry about nothing that's behind your back. But one thing is for sure, baby, oh baby, no, you're not alone. We all over here feel the magic, but what we gotta do is keep with the groove. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna work alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Alright.
Alright.
Try to do this and fail. I try to do that, you get setbacks. And now you're wondering why. Can't you break through the storm? You see them, they got it all. But baby boo, don't worry about them. Just focus on your own rest. Maintain it, water it, give it some light. You'll be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Chinet Cheremeze, join us on Zoom tonight, 8:30. It's gonna be a good conversation, all right? Good to have you on this platform. Shabazz, I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. Chris UIB, I'll see you in the morning. Well, my morning, which is your afternoon, for my other show, which is Instant Fame 2020. All right, so we keep working, we keep doing things because God is good. God has given me strength, power, energy to do things, and energy comes from within. I just have to be grateful to God for all his blessings and use it to the max. All right, you guys, God bless. Shutting this down for now. Coming back at 8:30 tonight for another conversation about relationship. All right, looking forward to seeing you guys. God bless.